A mother named Debbie bore her second daughter. She gives her daughter name Lulu. This little baby girl is so beautiful and has clear skin like the mother, while Debbie's first daughter named Rara has a fat body, curly hair, and tan skin like the father. Debbie is a famous model, so she always tells Rara to keep her diet, but Rara's father says that she can eat as she pleases. According to her father, Rara is still in her growth period and need a lot of nutrition. Her father always said to Rara that beauty is not only about appearance, but also from inner heart. For Rara, her father is the most important person in her life. However, one day, Rara's father had an accident. He left his family for good. From then on, Rara could not freely consume food like she used to. Now Rara is growing up and she is also getting fatter. She is always compared to her sister, who is getting prettier by the day. The scene shows a man named Dika who comes to pick up Rara to teach underprivileged children. Dika is an ordinary photographer who loves Rara just the way she is. Lulu also has a boyfriend named George, an influencer with 2 million followers and a verified account. But behind all that, George often enrages the clothes that Lulu must wear. This makes Lulu feel uncomfortable. Not only that, George often makes Lulu feel insecure with his words, like when George said that Lulu's cheeks were chubby, when in fact Lulu's cheeks weren't chubby at all. George did that because he wanted Lulu to keep her appearance good. George always wants to show his pretty girlfriend in public so he can get more followers. If his followers increase, then he can also get a lot of endorsements. This is different to Dika, Rara's boyfriend, who sincerely accepts Rara as she is without looking at her physical at all. Dika always says that Rara is beautiful and asks her not to change. Rara works as a staff at a local cosmetic company. She is very happy with her job, even though she is underestimated by many people there. Even though Rara is a senior at her company, she often gets bullying from her friends, but Rara remains indifferent and doesn't care. In the company, there are 3 beautiful and famous women. They become the center of attention. Different with Rara and her best friend, they don't think much about appearance and live the way they want. The scene moves to Dika and his closest people. His mother owns a boarding house, which is filled by 4 women from various regions. These girls have their own problems and insecurity. There is a girl named Maria who is very insecure with her curly and fluffy hair, so she often asks Frida to fix her hair. Frida, an insecure girl who has birthmark on her forehead. Then a girl named Denda feels insecure with her messy teeth and can't afford to buy braces. Lastly, Nettie, who is very insecure with her very large breast. Dika tells his mother that Rara will come at their house tonight. Dika's mother is getting ready to go shopping and preparing cook for her son's girlfriend. Rara's office is in an uproar because Sheila, the manager of the company, resigned. She has problems with her boss, Kelvin. Kelvin is the son of the owners of Melati Company. He is trusted to hold the company. At that time, Kelvin wanted to appoint one of his staff as a manager to replace Sheila. Kelvin chose Rara and Marsha as prospective managers because Rara is good at managing the company and Marsha is beautiful and she is having a body goals. So he thinks that Marsha is suitable for developing the company. Finally, Kelvin decides to choose Marsha as his manager because he thinks that the company is identical with beauty. However, Rara felt very sad and begins to be insecure about herself. In the evening, Dika invites Rara to have dinner at his house. On the way, Rara meets the 4 girls who lived in Dika's boarding house. Rara was warmly welcomed by Dika's mother. On the dinner table, there is a lot of food. Rara eats as much as she wants. After eating, Rara is invited to look around the house by Dika's mother. Rara also asks about camera on display. Dika's mother explains that the camera belongs to Dika's father. The camera is still working, but it's not perfect to use. Rara comes home and she remembers the incident at the office earlier. She feels insecure again. Without Rara realizing it, it turns out that a perfect girl like Lulu still has a sense of insecurity. Lulu feels insecure with her chubby cheeks. She gets hate comments from her social media. Debbie, Rara's mother, says that all this time she had not been evil when she told Rara to take care of eating and taking care of her body. It was only for Rara's good. Since then, Rara decides to change herself and asks Kelvin for 1 month. She will change her appearance to be more attractive. Kelvin agrees and gives her 1 month, and if Rara succeeds, she will be appointed as manager. On the other hand, Dika's mother is built by Tutti. Before Dika's father died, he was sick, so they needed more money, so Dika's mother borrowed 40 million from Tutti. Dika's mother has not been able to pay her debts until now. Meanwhile, Rara starts going to fitness and having a healthy lifestyle. Rara's life has changed now. She is a manager and respected by everyone, including Marsha and the gang who used to bully her. Rara now always paid attention to her appearance. A few days later, Dika comes to pick up Rara to go teach the children again. But Rara refuses to ride the motorbike because of the hot air, and she is afraid that her hair will be tangled. Rara prefers to take a taxi. Finally, Rara is late because of traffic jams. When she arrives, the teaching-learning activity is already finished. On Rara's birthday, Dika and the children plan to make a surprise for her, but instead she gets drunk with Marsha and the others, which renders her unconscious. Then Rara wakes up and panicked. She immediately headed for her birthday celebration with Dika and the kids, but unfortunately, the kids are already asleep. Dika is very disappointed with Rara. Long story short, Dika is able to pay half of her mother's debt to Mrs. Tutti through his hard work as a photographer. To pay off the other half, Dika wants to take part in a photo shoot competition with Lulu, Rara's sister, as model in order to win the competition. Because Rara is too focused on her appearance, as a result, the company suffered a loss of 21%. During the meeting, Rara suddenly fainted and is rushed to the hospital. Her face turns pale. Rara is sad and wants to meet Dika, but at that time, Rara sees Dika with Lulu. Rara misunderstood about what happened between Dika and her sister. Actually, Dika only motivates Lulu not to feel insecure with her cheeks, so that the shooting results are good. At that moment, Rara's emotions peak, so that she cares Lulu. Her sister is hurt and immediately left. Dika never thinks that Rara changed like this, so Dika leaves Rara and goes somewhere. Emotionally, Dika is fighting with Tuti's son, who was disturbing Inda. Because of that, Dika's camera is broken and has to be serviced. Then he told her mother about Rara, who has changed. Her mother says that Dika should not be selfish and should be able to guide Rara, who is looking for her true identity. His mother asks if he still loves Rara, so Dika answers yes, he still loves her. At home, Rara and Lulu have a big fight, so her mother intervenes and talks about the past. She was a supermodel who had body goals, but after giving birth to Rara, now her stomach can tighten again. Over the years, Debbie was very insecure about it. Their emotion subsides. Their mother apologizes and says that she will not manage her two daughters again. In any case, she doesn't want her daughter to be depressed and feel uncomfortable. Later, Rara receives a photo of her old self when she was still fat. Dika has sent that photo. She still loves him very much. On the backside of the photo, there is a caption saying, "If being perfect can make you happy, please give me time to learn to accept it, because I really love your imperfection." Since that day, Rara returns to being her old version again. Rara proposes a brilliant idea to her company, a new concept of Melati, the name of the company. This concept can certainly advance the company rapidly. Rara wants to make her closest people who have insecurity as models. This new concept is in collaboration with Dika as a photographer, so that Dika's family debt can be paid off. Rara wants Dika to use her father's camera. However, Dika says that the result of the photo are not perfect. Rara tells Dika to show to everyone that it's okay to be imperfect. Lulu, who is fed up with George, ventures to break up with him. Finally, the day has come. That day, Rara introduces the new concept of her company to the public. Rara says that the beauty is diverse. She explains about the name of the company, which has taken from Sanskrit, which means good friends are non-judgmental and always help us to know who we really are. And here it is, the new face of Melati company. Cheers and praise are given to Rara. Marsha, who used to want to destroy Rara, is amazed. At the end of the movie, Debbie's friend says that Rara is getting fat again. But Rara answers, what is the point of being pretty if you are not happy? Currently, Rara is happy with what she is, and that is all what matters the most. Indeed.